Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Your #1 destination for Liverpool transfer news, breaking updates, and in-depth analysis of everything happening around Anfield. Before we get started today, let me ask you a simple question. Are you subscribed yet? If not, you are missing out on the biggest stories, the freshest transfer news. So go ahead right now, hit that subscribe button, join the community, and never miss an update on your club. Now, on to today's huge story. We're diving deep into Arne Slot's attacking options, the incredible rise of Federico Chiesa at Anfield, and Liverpool's broader strategy in the Premier League title race. The news that broke this weekend is both exciting and decisive. Arne Slot has declared Federico Chiesa unsqueezable. That's right, unsellable. The Italian forward, who arrived amid some doubt and mixed expectations, is now considered a central figure in Liverpool's future. Slot has told him directly that he will not be sold this summer, ending speculation about his future and sending a message to fans and rivals alike. Chiesa is here to stay. Let's rewind to Friday night at Anfield. Liverpool, the reigning Premier League champions, began their title defense with a roller-coaster 4-2 victory against Bournemouth. It was a game that showed both the brilliance and vulnerability of this Liverpool side. The Reds stormed into a 2-0 lead, only to throw it away in the second half when Antoine Semenyo leveled in the 74th minute. The atmosphere became tense. The fans grew anxious, and all eyes turned to Arne Slot on the touchline. Who could he call upon to make the difference? The bench looked thin. And then Slot turned to Federico Chiesa. Introduced in the 82nd minute, Chiesa didn't just come on to add fresh legs, he came on to make history. Deployed as a makeshift number 9, a position many doubted he could play at the highest level. Chiesa silenced those doubts in emphatic fashion. In the 88th minute, with the game on the line, he found the back of the net. The winner, the roar inside Anfield, was deafening. Federico Chiesa had just announced himself not as a rotation option, not as a squad filler, but as a match winner in the Premier League, and that is why, according to reports from Gazzetta dello Sport, Slot now sees Chiesa as untouchable, unsellable, integral to Liverpool's project. This is no longer a player being eased into English football. This is a player who has immediately proven he can deliver when it matters most. Now, let's pause for a second, because I know you're enjoying this story. But if you haven't already, now's the perfect time to subscribe to our channel. We're bringing you daily Liverpool content, every twist, every headline, every big match breakdown. Hit that button because you don't want to be left behind in what is shaping up to be a season full of drama. All right, let's break down Liverpool's attacking depth, because that's the big conversation here. Arne Slot's options up front are being heavily debated. On paper, Liverpool have plenty of talent, but when you look closer, you see both strengths and weaknesses that could define this title defense. First, of course, there's Mohamed Salah. At 33 years old, Salah remains Liverpool's talisman, their superstar, their go-to man in tight situations. But even Salah cannot play every single game at the highest intensity. Age is not just a number in football, is vital. Chiesa can operate on the right flank, giving Salah precious rest without sacrificing quality. Next, we have Hugo Ekitike, debut campaign in England, and we know the Premier League is unforgiving. Many great strikers have arrived with big reputations and struggled with the pace, the physicality, and the relentlessness of English football. Ekitike is talented, no doubt, but there will be moments when he needs support, when he needs to be taken out of the spotlight, and when Liverpool needs someone else to step up. That's where Chiesa's versatility is invaluable. On the lift, Liverpool's only senior option is Cody Gakpo, after Luis Díaz moved to Bayern Munich. Gakpo is dependable, but can he shoulder the responsibility of being Liverpool's sole left-sided attacker for an entire season? Probably not. Expecting teenager Rio Ngumoha, who is just 16, to contribute meaningfully this season would be unfair. The reality is, Liverpool are a bit thin in this area. Then we have the losses that still weigh heavily on the squad. Were two players who brought unpredictability and energy to Liverpool's attack. Their absence makes the rise of Chiesa even more important. He isn't just another name on the team sheet, he's becoming a vital cog in a machine that must keep running at top speed. So, what does this all mean? It means Arne Slot has made a conscious choice. Federico Chiesa is not for sale. He's not a bargaining chip. That's why calling him Unsellable is more than just a phrase. It's a commitment. But here's the question. Many of you are asking what next for Liverpool in the transfer market. Who else do they need to sign to ensure this squad can go the distance? Well, one name keeps popping up, Alexander Isak. Yes, the same Isak who is embroiled in a bitter saga at Newcastle United. If Liverpool were to land Isak, he would almost certainly take the starting number 9 spot. Harsh on Ekitike? Maybe. But football is ruthless at the top level. And in truth, Ekitike could adapt by playing from the left, giving Slot more options. Imagine this attacking setup: Isak through the middle, Salah on the right, Gakpo on the left, with Chiesa and Ekitike rotating in. That's not just depth. Firepower. That's a front line that could scare any defense in Europe. And don't forget, Liverpool have also been linked to Bradley Barcola of Paris Saint-Germain. Left. The big question is finances. Can Liverpool afford both Isak and Barcola in the same window? It won't be easy, but if the ownership wants to make a statement, this would be the way to do it. Before we continue, this is the place for Liverpool fans to come together, debate, and get all the news first. If you love your club, hit that button. It really helps us bring you more content like this now. Back to Chiesa, because I think his story deserves even more focus. Let's not forget, just a few months ago, there were doubts about whether he could adapt to the Premier League. Injuries had plagued his time at Juventus. Some fans questioned whether his style of play would translate to English football. And yet, in one of his very first big appearances, he delivered that's mentality, that's resilience. And that's exactly what Arne Slot wants in his team. Slot's system relies on versatility. He can press high, he can counter quickly, and he can finish clinically. He's not just unsellable because of one goal, he's unsellable because he fits. The blueprint of Liverpool under Slot. So let's wrap this up with the big picture. Liverpool's attacking depth is not perfect, but it is promising. With Salah, Gakpo, Ekitike, and now Chiesa stepping up, the foundations are strong. Add in potential signings like Isak and maybe Barcola, and suddenly you're looking at a squad that can fight on all fronts: Premier League, Champions League, domestic cups. And let's not underestimate the psychological boost of Slot publicly backing Chiesa for a player. Being told you are unsellable is massive. It builds confidence, it inspires performances, and it shows that the manager trusts you. Expect Chiesa to grow even more into this role and deliver more decisive moments. For Liverpool. Ladies and gentlemen, this season is going to be special. Liverpool are building something exciting under Arne Slot, and Federico Chiesa is right at the heart of it. Stick with us as we cover every twist, every transfer, and